Oh, they stopped first. But welcome everybody. Welcome to the newest, greatest episode of Wealth for Generations. Yes, we are here and we are live coming out of Habari Entertainment Studio in Paradise Valley, AZ. Thank you for rocking with me, bearing with me. Always got to double check. Always got to double check. But yes, if you are tuning in right now, or if you are tuning in today as we do this live, thank you for rocking with us and being patient and waiting for us to get done with those technical difficulties. But we are here now and we are here to rule for the next hour. We've got an exciting show for you as we always do. But first and foremost, let's get into some quick introductions. Right here in front of me, we have ding, 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 the current reigning champ of engineer of all engineers, Mr. James Marrero.
Yo.
How are we doing today, sir?
I am doing incredible.
Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And I know it's a hard job over there, man. Sometimes I had to dibble dally a little bit today, and I sometimes I'm just like, whew.
Yeah.
This is a lot that we do, man. It's a lot that we do. So, like I always say, man, followers, supporters, people out there that are rocking with us, I really appreciate it because there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes here. There's even though some of you IG people out there in the Desert Land Kids world can see some of the behind the scenes, there's still a lot that goes on that you guys don't know about. So for those people who take the time to watch, listen, share, like all that stuff, you are very, very much appreciated.
Thanks, you guys.
Appreciated indeed.
Thanks, you guys.
Yes. Thank you very much. But yes, let's get into the show today because I am anxious. I've been waiting for a little bit to get into this topic. It may be something that you guys are kind of familiar with. I mean, yeah, you're definitely familiar with it. It's a thing that usually happens in the morning. Something called breakfast, breast break fast.
Yeah, that kind of rings a bell.
Yeah, you heard me?
Rings a bell. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we're gonna be talking about that today. We're gonna be talking about this thing called breakfast, and whether it's really the most important meal of the day for you, or is it the most important meal of the day for business people? For corporations. Who is it really important for? Breakfast, that is. But if you've been rocking with me since the beginning, you may have noticed that we switched it up a little bit. So it's been working out well. So we're going to stick with this little outline that we have now. And we're going to continue to get into the meat and potatoes right away. We're trying to bulk up in here. Bulk up.
It's bulking season.
Yep. And I think we added a little bit of extra too on the meat and potatoes today. So we can get that bulk, But all right, y'all. All right. Talking about meat and potatoes and all, it's time to cook up some truth. No pun intended. Or was it? I don't know. You be the judge. This is Wealthy Wisdom, though, where we feed your brain a full course meal of facts, seasoned with a little controversy and grilled to perfection with some laughter. Today's dish, though, breakfast. The most manipulated meal of the day? The word breakfast, where it all started. Let's break it down, y'all. Breakfast. It literally means breaking the fast. Because, you've been asleep for a while. Hopefully somewhere between like 6 and 8 hours on airplane mode. Now, the first time that this word shows up in print was way back when in 1463. Yeah, 1463. Yeah, back when they thought bathing was optional and they used leeches like your grandma uses Vicks. But that's another story. Hey, how come you're not scrolling down? Scroll down for me, buddy. Come on. Of course, all these other technical difficulties. Why wouldn't you join in, Mr. Laptop? So, gosh, I went too far now.
Oh, no.
Now, we're talking way back in the day when Romans were walking around thinking that breakfast was for peasants. Yeah, you got that right. They thought breakfast was for peasants, because if you ate too early, that meant you had no self-control. You know, I mean, tomato. So they were basically out here starving till noon on purpose. Like, look at these abs, though, baby. Look at these abs. This is Romans. They usually ate once a day around midday, and they called it prandium. I may be pronouncing that wrong, so don't murder me. That's how hard they flexed on hunger, just once a day. Meanwhile, today people are waking up at 7 a.m. trying to snatch a Pop Tart before the eyelids are fully open, like standing at the toaster. And the spring is your alarm clock. Oh shit, my Pop Tart. So the Industrial Revolution wake up and clock in. If you guys aren't familiar, the Industrial Revolution, when we started getting our factories started and everything, that disappeared all of a sudden. Like we don't got factories like that anymore for some reason. But fast forward to the 1800s, the Industrial Revolution. It hits like a Monday morning alarm clock. People start working factory jobs. They need energy, and they need it early. Ain't no brunching, because you're gonna pass out by then. So it starts off with the porridge and meat scraps before sunrise. Or, like I said, or else you're passing out by noon. This is physical labor inside of industry and industrial warehouses here. Bosses wanted folks alert. Breakfast became the fuel for capitalism, not for health, for production. Eat your breakfast so you can produce, not so you can be healthy.
That's why they pack it full of sugar.
Yep. So you can get that energy, get up out there and bust out what you need to do. So bosses wanted, or I'm sorry, I just read that part. So sorry, people, bear with me. You ever work where you had to eat something just to survive the shift? Like, I'm talking about, like, that's the type of physical work that you're doing. Not one of these, just, I mean, no disrespect to entry level people, but I'm not talking about your baggers. I'm not talking about your produce clerks. I'm talking about people at the steel mill doing hard physical labor, you know? But after that, we got these two brothers that come along. You got your porridge, your meat scraps. Then we got the next level of breakfast coming in. Ding, ding, ding for the Kellogg brothers.
I knew you were going to say that. Kellogg's.
The cornflake conspiracy. Now, this was one I was not quite familiar with before I did my research. And this is kind of interesting. Interesting indeed. So, as you guys may know, Kellogg's and Post are pretty much like the godfathers out here when it comes to cereal. Now, let me tell you about the wildest cereal origin story ever, though. Enter the Kellogg brothers. Not just your local cereal kings, they were low-key running a holy food operation. Yes, you heard me right. A holy food operation. John Harvey Kellogg ran a health spa in Michigan in the late 1800s, but get this, he was a Seventh-day Adventist who believed that flavorful food stirred up impure thoughts. So if you ate something that tasted good, you might want to get something good. You know what I mean? That's what he was thinking. So he made these things called cornflakes. Dry, bland, emotionally unavailable. Yeah, all to stop folks from getting too excited, if you know what I mean, during breakfast time. Not that that was like a huge thing, people banging out before breakfast, but I don't know. So what do you think about that, James? Like, basically, Kellogg started off as an anti-horny snack.
That's like, what? Like, how is that supposed to work? Like, what is that?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, this is fresh off of when people were doing different things. Different things, different things.
So
Indeed.
yeah, okay. Wait, when did they start exactly?
I believe it was officially branded as Kellogg's.
Uh-huh.
I believe as of 1906.
19.
So it doesn't really tell me what the exact date was when they started giving it to their clients and everything.
Uh-huh.
But as far as the Kellogg brand itself as a business was 1906.
Yeah. Okay.
So it was they started in the late 1800s
Yeah.
is what I'm kind of getting at. Like
Yeah.
this is a while
Yeah.
back. There's a lot of things going on where people are just speculating. There's
Yeah.
the science. Science isn't really like that yet.
Mhm.
You know, science ain't like that yet. Science ain't like that. They still got horse carriages out here. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So, yep. And I mean, meanwhile, his brother Will was like, "Yo, forget all the anti horniness and the purity talk. This cereal could actually be making us some money."
Mhm.
So, like I said, boom, Kellogg's Cereal Company launched in 1906. So, this is how we're starting, though, people. Okay, I want you to understand. We're talking about breakfast. Who's it really important for? Is it important for you, or is it important for the business?
Yeah. I mean, this stuff can be like mass industrialized, like, and you're making really, really, really good return on profit or
Mm-hmm.
like return on investment, you know?
Yeah, because I mean, imagine like what is it gonna cost? What does it cost to make a cornflake?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It's really probably
Fucking
just
nothing.
cornmeal
It's corn.
fried or something,
It's
or baked, I
corn.
think. You
Yeah.
know, and then I don't know if they make it smaller originally, or if they just make a big piece and then break it up, but it's just
Yeah.
cornmeal, most likely, in some water, baked.
Yeah.
Because
And
the first one had no flavor or nothing, so
mhm.
it's really just
Yeah.
cents on the dollar. Cents on the dollar.
Exactly. No, and everybody eats breakfast too.
Yep,
It's like
everybody.
the the market is just like, and that is like the biggest monopoly like ever. That is
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
insanity.
That part, monopoly. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? There's three guys. I don't know if you really realize it's three: Kellogg's, Post, and General.
Yeah.
General Mills, Kellogg's, and Post. That's pretty much who does cereal, unless you're trying to get your like Kroger brand and Great Value,
Hmm.
you know, which is basically still Fruit Loops, just in a different bag.
Yeah.
It really is. It really is. It's Fruit Loops in a different bag.
Uh,
But let's move on to the meats, or not
okay.
necessarily the meats, but just more meat-minded things. So we have the bacon and eggs hustle.
Mhm.
Propaganda breakfast. Now this next one might ruffle
Mhm.
some feathers because you know them good old American boys love their good old American breakfast, right?
Mhm.
But what if I told you that the thought and the concept of that started in a marketing room? Did
Yeah.
you know that? Now, this next one might ruffle some feathers, like I said, but in the 1920s, a pork company hired a man named Edward Bernays, Sigmund Freud's nephew, and the OG of modern propaganda.
Damn.
The pork company hired him to sell more bacon. And what did he do? Sold the fuck out of some bacon.
Yeah.
He surveyed 5,000 doctors, paid surveys, mind you.
Mhm.
You know how they back do. You know how them business people do to push the idea of hearty breakfast. Cue the ads. Doctors recommended bacon and eggs to start your day. so so basically, those you know those people out
Mhm.
there who's got those uncles and older men out there who are always talking about a real man needs a steak. A real man eats sausage and bacon and eggs and toast. That's a breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah, marketing, propaganda. Yes, that's American breakfast, right? Straight out of a pork PR playbook. So, I'm going to say it multiple times today. Think about it, people. Breakfast. Who's it really for? Is it for you or is it for the business?
Mhm.
Hmm? I don't know. I don't know. These are and I'm not trying to say that anybody's choice on what you do is bad. Okay, I'm just trying to inform that it may not. It just might not be what you think it is. I'm just trying to let you know it might not be what you think it is. You know. So next we got the kids. So
Mhm.
we established that we got your grandparents, we got your parents, we got your grandparents with the cereal, with the Kellogg's.
Mhm.
Or we got your grandparents, sorry. Did I say grandparents or parents? We got your grandparents with the Kellogg's. And then we get your parents with the bacon and eggs.
Mhm.
And now we move on to the children.
Yeah.
And I ain't even gonna lie, because this was totally my era. And while I was in it, I fucking loved it. It was amazing. Like, I don't know what the kids are doing out there nowadays for cereal. I don't know if there's any Toucan Sams, any Tony the
Mhm.
Tigers. Like, I remember all that shit vividly. Lucky the Leprechaun, Twix
Mhm.
Rabbit,
Yeah.
all
Same.
that shit.
Mhm.
Remember it vividly because they made me want to remember.
Mhm.
Schools and cartoons, institutional breakfast brainwash. By the 1950s and 60s, breakfast went corporate. Schools started serving free meals, but not kale and kiwis. I'm talking sugary cereal and chocolate milk. And that was me every morning. I ain't even gonna lie. I don't even like milk. Excuse me. I haven't drank milk since I was a child. But you know what I used to go get when I was in school? A fucking carton of chocolate milk.
Yeah.
Fuck
Oh my
yeah, I was getting a
god.
carton of chocolate
Oh my
milk
god.
as a kid. I don't give a fuck how that milk made my stomach feel later on. I was getting that sugar. That's
Yeah.
all it
Yeah.
was. I was gonna go get me one of them little square, well not square, more like an octagon, one of the little octagon cereal pouches.
Uh-huh. Oh my god. Yeah.
One of them little
Oh
octagon
my god.
cereals.
Yeah.
And I used to try this because I can't because I'm not gonna eat my cereal with chocolate milk.
Mhm.
So, I'm not that I condone this people, but I finagled a little bit. I grab a regular milk and a chocolate milk because I gotta get that sugar. Gotta get that extra sugar. But yes, I'm talking these sugary cereals and chocolate milk. Ain't nobody checking glycemic indexes or nothing. Companies like Quaker, Post, and General Mills went after kids harder than a pedophile. They gave us the Tony the Tigers, Trix the Rabbit, Lucky the freaking Leprechaun. Yes, all those throwback iconic mascots.
Mhm.
Like, what? Like, think about it though. Seriously, as an adult, why the hell does my cereal need a goddamn mascot? It's not a sporting event.
Yeah.
It's not a sporting event. Why does my cereal need a mascot? You know?
Damn, that's like some CIA like psyop shit. Like
Seriously.
honestly.
Like they really and that's what I want to bring to the people. I want you guys just to really understand that they try hard. They're over here brainwashing us to build habits, not to keep us healthy and mindful and keeping going. They're trying to
Mhm.
get us to build these habits so we can rely on them.
Yeah.
So let's be honest, let's be real for a second. We know as kids that sugar is some shit. Sugar is probably just as important to a kid as crack is the crackheads.
Uh-huh.
So, James, you ever had to fight for that last bowl of cinnamon toast crunch or anything like that? Got any crazy
Mm.
elementary school stories where,
Oh.
man, this one dude, fuck, I'll never
Oh my
remember his
god.
name, Diego Martintelli. He used to always try and get the last fucking cinnamon toast crunch.
Honestly, okay, okay, okay. So when I was younger, they had like the coolers that were just full of the milk that had like strawberry milk and chocolate milk.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and like I remember that a lot of that shit got taken away though after a while in the schools because they like
Mm-hmm.
had like a whole dietary like remake.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I remember when everybody got their own chocolate milk and stuff, and they would just do the most heinous things with them. Like they would just throw that. I remember in my class, someone bottle flipped a fucking carton of milk on top of a countertop, or not a countertop, but a cabinet,
Mhm.
and it sat there for weeks
Oh yeah.
under the sun. Like it was in a
Oh.
hot ass class, and it
Mm.
erupted, and they had to
Oh.
literally like refloor that entire section
Oh
of the room.
man.
Yeah,
See, sugar doesn't only kill your insides; it kills outside shit too.
exactly.
That's wild. Definitely wild. Like I've definitely been. I can remember being in recreation, and a lot of you younger people might not even understand what that is. But my peers, y'all know what that is. Summertime, school's out, single mom, recreation. So, but I remember being in recreation and in the hood, and you get people on some like life stuff, like you gonna eat your cornbread. You got that one overfed kid in the neighborhood coming up, and like I've seen the kids. They ain't never messed with my stuff because my brother will tell you. Not that I'm super proud of it. I'm not violent like this no more, I swear. But my brother will tell you, I punched some kid so hard one day for trying to cut my brother in line for lunch that it sounded like I smacked the shit out of him. I kid you not. That's what all the kids said when I came back because I had to go back to recreation the next day because single mom, you know. But they were like, "Damn, Aj, we thought you slapped the fuck out of him." Nah, I socked the fuck out of that motherfucker. I was the wild one. I was the wild one. But wasn't nobody gonna disrespect my brother,
Mhm.
especially in the lunch line, because we about to go get some sugar.
Yeah.
About to go get my chocolate milk, and you messing up my brother in line. You messing up my line time too. So had to show a motherfucker
Mhm.
what's up. It wasn't necessarily all sugar induced, but in the end, that's what I was really trying to get to was my chocolate milk. Well, so
Yeah. That's what life's about, getting to that chocolate milk.
heck yeah, man, milk's gold. It was until like 2000 something.
Yeah.
But let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving because they got all kind of tactics, man, to make you guys, not you guys, to make us, to train us on these habits. And talking about training us on habits, this is one that still bugs me so much till this day. Till this day. And like again, this is another one where the younger folk might not fully understand why it bugs me so much or even understand this tactic that they used on us, but it was bullshit from day one. And I'm talking about the food pyramid. The motherfucking food pyramid.
Ooh.
Let's get to the food pyramid, aka the carbohydrate triangle scheme. USDA dropped it in 1992, which I didn't even realize it was that young. I mean, not that it's young, but I thought it was like a 80s or 70s thing. I thought it was well established before I was in school, but no, I was probably like in third or fourth grade by the time they came up with this idea. So get this part. This is crazy. If you guys remember the food pyramid, right? They told us to eat 6 to 11. 6 to 11 servings of bread, cereal, rice, and pasta daily.
All of that?
Daily. I mean, it's an option of the
Oh.
option of the list, but
But damn.
six to 11 servings though. You only eat 4 times a day, unless you're a bodybuilder. Like, come on.
11 servings
11
though?
servings. Let's go on the low end, people, for a second. Let's go on the low end for a second, people. Here, okay? You sitting down for breakfast, right? You got your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner. We're gonna do 3 meals. Okay. Take your loaf of bread. Probably says 2 slices of bread is 1 serving, right? You got to get 6 servings into your 3 meals. So that's gonna be what? If you got 6 servings of two, that means you got to eat at least 12 pieces of bread
That's
today.
like the whole fucking loaf.
12 pieces of bread today. And that's just your fucking bread. That's not even the main part of your fucking meal.
That is so
Bread
dumb.
is usually the side dish, you
That
know?
is insane.
And that's just an example. That's just an example. And that's on the and an example on the low end.
Mhm.
That's the
Yeah.
low end.
Yeah. Oh my
Imagine if
god.
you're trying to bulk back then. You're like, oh man, damn, I gotta eat 22 pieces of fucking bread right now. I gotta eat a loaf and a half of bread. Just a loaf and a half of bread. Oh my god. And then the other thing that I was this morning when I was kind of double checking my research and going through everything, I was like, you know what? I haven't even looked at the food pyramid in a minute. Let me take a look at it. The original one,
Mhm.
you know? I was looking at it and I was like, you know what the man, these motherfuckers was really trying. There is no water listed on
No
this
water.
motherfucker at all. Not one mention of consumption of water. Not one mention of
Mm.
consumption of water. How the hell am I supposed to swallow all this goddamn bread with no water?
They actually try to kill people.
Like, seriously, bro. Like, seriously. You want me to eat 11 servings of rice with no water?
That is diabolical.
Crazy, crazy. Who was built for that? Like, this is Forrest Gump?
Actually,
That's what he put in his backpack when he started running. Like,
Running.
come on, man. Like, oh my God. Really? And fats were put way at the top, like they were a fucking DEFCON 4 threat. We all need healthy fats. I understand there's fats are definitely need to be looked at in moderation, but we need the healthy fats.
Mhm.
No disrespect to my people, but you don't want to be out there looking like a starving Ethiopian on a 2 a.m. commercial. You know what I mean? We need our healthy fats still. But that was all the way at the top. I think it was like one, I think it would say like 1 to 2 servings or a half a serving a day or something like that of fats.
Mhm.
It's like and meanwhile, we got the Harvard researchers later saying, nah, the pyramid is nutritional nonsense.
Yeah.
Nonsense. So we just I think actually, you know what? You know what? Um nope, not that one. I thought that was I think it's time. I think it's time for me to drop it. You guys ready? You guys ready?
All right. All right. All
It's
right.
time. Sometimes what we think is health advice is just marketing and a lab coat. So make sure you do your due diligence, people. Okay? If the food pyramid itself isn't one thing to make you question medical advice from them, then I don't know what the fuck to show you, to tell you. Like, just question stuff sometimes, you know? You don't gotta be condescending, you ain't gotta be mean. Just
Yeah.
question it. Hey doc, my blood pressure's up. Here, take this prescription. You don't think I could eat something that might bring my or maybe take something out of my diet that might bring my blood pressure down, doc? Just take this Ozepic or whatever that shit's going around. That's
Oh no.
like they got Latoya Jackson and Ariana Grande out here as poster childs for Ozepic and shit. Y'all want to look like that? Y'all want to look like Latoya Jackson, Ariana Grande? Y'all want to look like that?
That shit's scary.
Like, oh man, it's crazy.
Have
It's
you
crazy.
seen it? Have you seen Ariana Grande? Like what she looks like?
Actually, that's why I brought it up because your mom was showing me her last night,
Yeah.
and by the time she showed me the third picture, I was like, you know what? Please just stop showing me that. Like
That's
the last one
horrific.
I saw, I was like, you can literally see her chest plate.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
she had like a open dress on where
Yeah.
she
You
was,
could.
because I mean, sorry, Honor, you ain't got no boobies at all. But there was an X, there or not an X, there was a triangle, and you could
Yeah.
literally see the
Yeah.
chest plate on like there was no
Yeah.
muscle or anything
Her
in between the
entire like
skin
rib cage.
and the chest plate. Like
Yeah.
I could see the definition of your bones. That's a problem when I can see the definition of your bones. Oh.
Yeah. It's awful.
So, James, if you had to take a guess, when do you think would be the best time to break your fast?
Um, it genuinely depends on like how I'm feeling. Because if I wake up hungry,
Hmm.
then um, like I'm gonna eat something big. But if I wake up and I'm not exactly like hungry, I'm gonna break my fast, but not like heavy. Like I'm gonna like have some chai latte or like chai tea or something like that,
Hmm.
or like you know maybe a small bowl of cereal. And then I'll have like a bigger lunch and a bigger dinner.
Awesome, awesome. Actually, that's a really good answer. To be honest, like the most important thing is you really want to listen to your body.
Mhm.
Because I'll tell you, I'll admit it right now. I'll tell people all the time, I'm not much of a breakfast eater. Like I'm not much of not even necessarily a breakfast eater because sometimes I'll have late nights and I'll wake up at noon, and I'm just not one of those type of people that usually wake up and I'm like, I'm hungry.
Mhm.
Like it takes me a minute. Normally, if I wake up hungry, it's because I stopped eating early.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
It does make sense, but y'all sometimes don't understand stuff. Um, so that's a good answer though. For the most importantly, the most important thing you can do is listen to your body. Listen to your body. Do your due diligence. Don't go to the food pyramid table.
Mhm.
Don't go ask Mr. Barnes what you should have and when you should eat it, because he's gonna say 4 strips of bacon, some sausage, and maybe even a steak with some eggs on top. You
Yeah.
know, listen to yourself. Modern research says don't eat right away.
Mhm.
Hydrate first, which is actually one of the things I usually do. I might not hydrate first thing,
Mhm.
but before I consume a solid, I usually try to consume a liquid.
Mhm.
Let your cortisol rise naturally. Wait about 2 to 4 hours before your first meal. That's when your body is really ready to eat.
Yeah.
And you know, like I say, listen to your body. Um I'm not gonna lie, I didn't do 100% due diligence on this, mainly because I've been in and out of the gym. I've pretty much my whole life. I've been an athlete since grade school, so I know how to listen to my body. I've walked away from traditional stuff long, long ago. While I was still in school, I walked away from a lot of traditional things as far as being an athlete and being in the gym and working out.
Mhm.
So I can totally agree with this without having to do more research, because I know it is not important for you to wake up and eat. The only time I used to do that is when I was trying to actually really gain and I was looking for the calories, and that's because I needed to fill the time with the calories. But on my regular daily, I might sometimes I eat only twice in a day.
Mhm.
But I'll do it kind of like James says. I might wake up the first like 3 4 the first from like 3 to 6 hours. I might just drink water,
Mhm.
maybe have a fruit smoothie, and then when lunch comes, I'll have like maybe some ramen, something mid size, a bowl of ramen or something like that. But then dinner comes and I fucking feast,
Mhm.
and then I'm done for the day. It's about calories. It's not about the time of the day.
Yeah.
So if anything, the way I used to refer to it when I was heavy in the gym, it's fuel.
Yeah.
It's fuel. When I was down and out and tired at the end of the day, I used to tell my lady, I think I need to go to bed. My
Mhm.
fuel is depleted.
Yeah.
Because that's what this is. The stuff that we consume and we put into our bodies, it is fuel for our bodies to keep
Yeah.
on going.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and think about it like a car. Like you're not gonna wake up in the morning and just go put gas in your car just because it's
Mhm.
the morning time, right?
Exactly.
So why would you do that to your body?
Yeah.
When
No, and okay. And when are you supposed to eat your sugars?
are you supposed to eat your oops, what did I do over here? Oh.
Yeah.
When are you supposed to eat your sugars?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good question. Was that did you have
Yeah.
an answer for that or
Yeah. Yeah. So before like a workout or
mm-hmm,
before, I mean, like early in the day, like a little bit, it's not too bad to like get you started, you know?
mm-hmm,
It's definitely something you should consume in moderation, but mostly if you're just gonna be working, you know,
mm-hmm,
like
mm-hmm.
it's good for that. But it's crazy that the cereal companies got everybody on like the super early sugar and a
Mm-hmm.
lot of it too.
Yeah, a lot of it, a lot of it. Like I like it, y'all out there that know, I dabble in the writings a little bit, and one of my writings it addresses that. Like I say that your child is on a sugar high before you even kiss them bye,
Mhm.
meaning like it's that morning time. You're getting your kid ready for school, and your kid's already on a freaking sugar high before you kiss them bye to go to school. Like what kind? And then we're worried and freaking out because our 10-year-old is taking naps when he get home from school.
Yeah.
You know, he's on a sugar high when he leaves the house. You know, and that's one of the worst crashes, to be honest. Is a sugar crash. I'd much rather have a caffeine crash than a sugar crash any day.
Yeah.
Because a sugar crash is like you passing the fuck out.
Yeah, no, and it completely affects your mood too. Like for children, like in school,
Oh
if
yeah.
you're having
Oh yeah.
a ton of sugar, you're gonna feel high, then super low, and that's gonna fuck up your mood entirely.
Yeah. Because the kids can't mentally. I don't want to say control. They can't mentally adapt quick enough for the different feelings, or they don't understand what feelings they're going through.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so as an adult, we do it too, but because we're older and we're more familiar with ourselves, we just get kind of cranky. While a kid is probably going to be a fucking handful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're going to be cranky. They're going to be crying. They're going to, you know what I mean? Adults aren't going to be throwing tantrums when we get cranky.
And another thing too, it spikes their dopamine. And when your dopamine gets spiked, it goes lower than the normal average to balance it out later. And
Which
it's like
can bring on the sadness and the depression and things of that nature.
Exactly. And you're starting your day every single day doing the same thing. You're waking up, eating a bunch of sugar, going to school, waiting 8 hours to get home to like chill out, and then you have to do homework. So it's like this, and then you eat dinner and then you go to bed, and it's like, you know, that's your life, and you're just getting high and low and crashing.
Yup. And then like I hate to put it out there. A lot of people don't want to admit it, but and then we're surprised about how many teens get into drugs when they're teens because they witnessed this high and low.
Yeah. Also, it's a cool thing, like a cool thing, quote unquote, you know, but
Yeah.
it's like they have all these flavors too for like the vapes and shit. It's
Oh
like,
yeah. That's all marketing too.
yup.
I've talked to that. I talked to your mom about that a few years ago. Like these I mean, some adults do want these flavors, you know, some of them do, but a lot of that stuff is definitely marketed to the younger minded people.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily have to be children, younger minded people, because you
Yeah.
still have your people who are fully fully legal to purchase these things. You know, you have your 21-year-olds, your 22-year-olds, but some of them are still very young minded, so they want
Yeah.
that bubblegum flavor too.
Yeah. And a lot of them are like disposable devices too that have like really powerful batteries that, you know, literally like it's formaldehyde that you're vaping, you know? And it's like you could fucking die from that shit. You can get cancer from it, but I mean, if it gets you your high, you know, you might as well.
Right.
And it's like that's the same mentality with sugar.
Yep. So let's talk intermittent fasting a little bit. That's ancient wisdom repackaged. 16:8 or 14:10 ratios works wonders. Better metabolism, mental clarity, and less inflammation. And let me tell you, I wasn't fully purposely trying to do it, but because I wasn't feeling well the past week, this is basically what I did. And I really believe the fact that I unintentionally was doing intermittent fasting and the fact that I was basically consuming raw solids and liquids, I really believe that uh, benefited me in my recovery. Otherwise, I'd probably still be very sick right now. But that's just me, and that's how I roll. That's what I like to do when I'm not feeling well. Those are the type of things I do. You know, I do have a very strict daily diet that I usually do. That well, I don't think it's very strict. Other people who don't have my diet think it's very strict. But when I'm sick, I'm on a strict diet.
Yeah.
If I'm not feeling well, I'm on a very strict diet because I know that putting certain things in my body are just going to make things worse, and putting other things in my body are just going to make things better. So you got to think about that. Again, do your due diligence. So have you ever tried intermittent fasting or anything like that, James?
Um, I mean, yeah, I mean, definitely unintentionally, but like I've gone,
Excuse me.
um, I don't know, like 8 hours of sleep, and then until like 2 o'clock or like 3 o'clock,
Mm-hmm.
and just like not eating anything,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like I just drink water or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and like I feel fine afterwards, and I feel even better when I eat food.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I
So.
feel like the people who accidentally do intermittent fasting,
Mhm.
that should attest to the fact that we don't absolutely need it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, people would be like, "Oh no, I tried fasting and I was just so out of it, I couldn't do it."
Mhm.
Sometimes I'm like, "Fuck, I haven't eaten in 10 hours.
Yeah.
Shit, I should probably eat something."
Yeah.
Like, but
Yeah.
I don't feel like famished
Mhm.
or lightheaded or anything. Like
Yeah.
that should be a proven resource right there, or proven that should be a reliable source. Sorry, a proven reliable source right there. If you've known anybody that's accidentally fasted
Yeah.
for several hours, that should prove to you right there that us as humans, we do not need to eat 4, 5, 6 meals a
Mhm.
day, snack every hour. We don't need to be
Yeah. Yeah.
continuously, consistently consuming.
That overconsumption is honestly a culture thing for America because
Mm-hmm.
we are so capitalistic, and that's just been put into the society as like, okay, well, just eat more and more and give these billionaires more and more money.
Mm-hmm.
Just eat as much as you can, though.
Yep. Yep. And then next thing you know, you're on some prescriptions.
Yeah.
Whoopity doo. That costs twice as much, um, twice as much as the food you're paying for, anyways.
Hmm.
You know.
Adults definitely throw tantrums.
No, we don't. We don't. We don't. We don't. We don't. We don't.
Just stomping your feet.
But let's check out some good options for meals to break your fast, with a couple of vegan options in there as well for my ultra healthy community out there. Um, when do you eat, or when you do eat, build a power plate. Okay, like I said, we do need our healthy fats. You definitely need some fiber, and if you're not getting
Hmm.
enough fiber, I feel sorry for your colon,
Yep.
because you need to poop. Go poop. Get some
Uh-huh.
Metamucil. Drink some prune juice. But you want to build a power plate with protein, healthy fat, and fiber. Try some of these combos here. These first two are vegan, and then the last three are actually the this third one can be turned into a vegan one. Let me
Okay.
just let you know what's going on here. First one, vegan. We got oats, almond butter, chia, and blueberries. Which, are you familiar with the name of that one, James, by chance?
No, no, no.
That would be considered technically overnight oats.
Oh.
So you could take some oats, some almond butter, chia seed, blueberries, and then you add your liquid, let it sit overnight, mix it all up in the morning. Got
Mm,
yourself some overnight oats right
that
there.
sounds hella good.
And then number two, we have some. Oh, this one's a pretty popular one, whether you're vegan or not. Some avocado toast.
Mm.
And they recommend whole grain and maybe adding some pumpkin seeds. But there's many ways you can do avocado toast and add some extra girth and make sure it's still nice and healthy for you.
Mhm.
In my house, we keep a sack of hemp seeds. We keep a sack of hemp seeds, so you could throw that on there. You could even move your chia seeds down to the avocado toast and throw that on there.
Mhm.
There's a lot of different things you could do with that one. And now we got this other one here where we got a switch hitter. You can either use the Greek yogurt, or you can do an alternative vegan option of a yogurt. But you want to do a yogurt, some strawberries, and some flax seeds. Flax seeds are really good for you as well if you're having some constipation problems and stuff like that. It is good to try to break them up if you can, but once they are broken up, I believe, don't quote me on the time length, but you do have a certain amount of time to consume it before it loses the nutritional value. And then the next two we got eggs, sauteed spinach, and sweet potato. That's another good one right there for you or you egg eaters out there. And then last but not least, we got bone broth, mushrooms, and lentils, which is another decent combination there. You're gonna get your healthy fats, your protein, and your fiber. And don't sleep on one of my favorites, smoothies,
Mhm.
which you can do all kinds of different ways. All kinds of, I'm actually thinking about maybe even creating a recipe book because I do smoothies all the time, and you got so many options for your vegan people and your non-vegan people, because there's all these milk alternatives out there nowadays, and you don't even have to use milk all the time. You could use juice, you could use water. Depends on what you how you want to get down, but you can easily add the major three, which is going to be your protein, your healthy fat, and that fiber. So, according to some studies, and you can take this however you like, but I'm just sharing some information. Best time to eat between 10 a.m. and noon, because this is Sparta, you peasants who eat at 6 a.m. Unless you're coming from the gym and you can kick my butt, then you're not a peasant. But listen to your body. Like I said, the most important thing is to listen to your body. Don't eat just because a box told you to, or Mr. Barnes said so. You know, let your body let you know when you should go to the kitchen. So, breakfast wasn't born in grandma's kitchen. It was manufactured in boardrooms, backed by fake science, and sold to the generations who trusted it blindly. Rats.
Rats.
So, the next time someone tells you breakfast is the most important meal of the day, you got to ask yourself, important for who? Is it important for me, or is it important for the corporations? Only you can answer that. But that is going to wrap it up for the wealthy wisdom of the day. Oh, damn, we're in 47 already?
Yeah.
That went fast as fuck. That was only one segment. I guess I extended it too long. That's going to wrap it up for wealthy wisdom, though, and we're going to roll right into the next one. That's not asking the master. That's next gen thoughts. So, all right, Gen Z and Gen Alpha, pull up to the table. This one's for you. It's time for next gen thoughts, where we're talking about tradition, flipping it, mixing it, and serving it like it's going out of style. Today, we're cracking open the truth about the manipulated meal of the day, breakfast. Not the one your grandma started, but the one that Mr. Barnes started. Now, listen, I love me a waffle like the next man, but somewhere between eat your Wheaties and bacon is brain food. We got played. James, when you think of breakfast, what comes to mind? Like, what's your go-to options, even, or do you even like really do a real breakfast
I
type
mean,
meal?
like if I have it, like I honestly, I like chicken and waffles
That's a good
and
one.
uh or like I don't know, I like a like some toast with peanut butter and jelly. That's pretty good.
Peanut butter jelly toast sandwich.
Yeah. And honestly, that's mostly it. Like those are like the two that come to mind.
Nice, nice, good job, good choices, good choices. None of that. Like 4 eggs, 4 strips of bacon, 2 sausages. Got to have my tall glass of OJ, uh, some oatmeal, and my grandma said it's always good to have a grapefruit.
Yeah.
That's that American mind right there. But that's why I like talking to the next gen, because honestly, between us millennials and between the Z's, we are definitely changing the mold. Some of us millennials are a we need a little work. Some of us do. So I ain't gonna lie. But the Gen Z's got me very hopeful. They really do, and I like it. So have you ever had anything random
Anything random?
like like not the traditional American breakfast, but is there anything that stands out where you're like, I went to my stayed the night at my friend's house and they're this culture and we ate this, or has there ever been a time where you're like, you know
Mhm.
what? I don't even care. I'm gonna just eat this triple meat pizza right now because I want
Mhm.
this triple meat pizza right now. I just woke up. I don't give a fuck. I can eat what I want right
I
now.
mean, I worked at a bakery and they had this croissant that was like filled with cookie dough, and I was just like, I
Ooh.
mean,
That sounds interesting.
it was pretty good, but like it was a lot. I was like, oh god, I'm gonna feel like
Yeah.
shit
Oh,
today.
like too much sugar and stuff.
Yeah, it was very
Yeah.
rich.
But
Yeah.
the flakiness of the croissant though, that's why I was like,
Yeah.
ooh,
No, it was
ooh.
so good though. God damn.
See, I think the only thing that I've really done random is just like leftovers because
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
lazy,
Yeah.
like being lazy. Because I've never, well, not never. It's been a long time since I've been your traditional breakfast person, anyways. So sometimes I'm just like, you know what? I don't even want to do anything.
Mhm.
I'm gonna just have this leftovers from last night. I don't care if it was beef stew and
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
9 a.m. I'm gonna eat some beef stew at 9
I'm the
a.m.
exact same way. I mean, like if it's like Panda Express or something, like I mean, come on. I'll have some chicken right now. Fuck it.
Right, right. But that's what we're saying though. That's what I want to make sure all you guys know and take away from this episode is like we do not have to be like our great grands. We can
Mhm.
break the mold. We can break the norm because the norm is that shit even fucking right? Is it even right? Food pyramid 1992. Is it even fucking right? Is it? Is it? Mr. Eddie Barnes, you know, how much bacon do I need to be eating in the morning? Because they paid you to tell me,
11
paying off over
servings.
$5,000, five over five. Like, first of all, actually, like, how that's a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
Like 5,000 doctors. Like, even if you paid them $1,000 each, that's $500,000, right? Or my math fucked up.
Yeah.
My math probably fucked up. It's still a lot of money.
A lot.
It's still a lot of money, a lot. But that's it's crazy out here, man. Crazy out here. And speaking
Mhm.
of that food pyramid, let's talk about it one more time. You remember that triangle with the 11 servings? Yes. I just want to know, did they still have some form of that while you were in school? Do you remember going over anything similar or the original one or anything like that?
Yeah. Yeah. I remember they had it either in a classroom or in the lunchroom itself, like while you're waiting in line.
Mm.
And yeah, like I don't know. I always looked at it and I was like, that is bullshit. Like, there's no way I'm eating all of this. Like, no.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But see, that's where I kind of wanted to get to. They're trying to teach us habits, people.
Hmm.
Like, listen to what the man said. He said he remembers being at school in the lunch line looking at this. So they're taking one last attempt right before your child gets their food
Hmm.
to be like, hey, kid, look at this. Make sure to get your 6 to 11 servings of bread.
Yeah.
Ask your friend if he's going to eat his cornbread. Do it. Because if he doesn't do it, you should. You got to get that 6 to 11 servings, But the pyramid it's just so crazy, man. That pyramid was built like it was sponsored by Wheat Lobby and Big Milk. Harvard later came out like, nah, y'all need healthy fats, these fruits, these veggies. And like I said, they had no fucking water on the pyramid, man. Water.
You know
H2O.
what? Okay. I'm gonna play devil's advocate here, right? It says food pyramid. But I mean, yeah, you kind of have to drink water
No,
with
no,
your
actually, no,
food.
no, no.
Actually,
You're
no, no,
you're
no.
right.
That's
You're
right.
right. No, no, you're right to question that because your mom said the same thing when I was
Yeah.
like, they had no food. But the only reason I did double check and go to look is because when it comes to breakfast on the food pyramid,
Yeah.
they want you to have a glass of milk. They want you to have a glass of juice. But there throughout the rest of the day, you don't need any other beverage.
Ah.
I mean, yes, you can argue that water is not necessarily food.
Yeah, but neither is milk or orange juice.
But if y'all got milk and orange juice on the food pyramid, why can't we teach the importance of consuming water as well? That's all I'm trying to say. That's all I'm trying to
I
say.
don't remember any. I don't remember the liquid pyramid. I don't remember the water pyramid. Like,
Yeah, it's like, man. And then I'm just like, and then it comes back to me like thinking about like the serving size, and none of the other parts had a fucking beverage.
no.
Just the first one. The first one had a beverage. You either had a glass of milk or a glass of juice. And then you get to the to the next level of the pyramid, and you got your meats,
Yeah.
and there's no beverage there.
Yeah.
And then the next one is there's no
Yeah.
beverages, no beverages. Nope, you got all you drink.
They legally couldn't put a Capri Sun on there. That's why.
Like, right? I bet you if they could have, they put a fucking, they would have
Yeah.
had the Kool-Aid Man on that shit.
Yeah. Oh,
The
God.
whole picture and smile and everything. I mean, it was 92. Kool-Aid was probably popping like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
but but I remember back in the day, we had these school breakfast trays, the cardboard waffles, syrup packets, oh, and the sausage patties that we could fly across the room. It was total garbage. All of it.
Mhm.
All of it. Garbage. I can't remember one time looking back at my school diet and thinking that I ate anything nutritious from school ever. Minus college. I did do a year and a half of college, and that was a total different experience. But any other schooling, no, they did not have our interests in mind at all. At all. Let's break it down to the bottom line. If you know how to make a solid first meal, you save money and you gain energy. That's real wealth, baby. Here's three go-to wealthy breakfasts that cost less than $2 each. Here we go again. We got another hit from the overnight oats, and this one's even easier. You got oats, banana, and almond butter. Boom.
And that sounds so good too. Oh
Yep.
my God.
Here's another one. And we're talking, I mean, to go purchase it all, obviously, is going to cost $2 more than $2. But when you break it down, this is less than $2 a meal. You got, well, actually, shoot, damn, they threw that in there, and it's 2025. This particular one might be more than $2 because they threw in the eggs, and we all know how that's going right now.
Yeah.
You got motherfuckers either going broke buying eggs in the store, or they hitting up their egg dealer trying to meet them in the back alley right now.
Yeah.
So that one, I'm not sure if it's still going to be $2. But we got 2 eggs, brown rice, salsa, and some avocado. Nice and easy. You could easily switch out that eggs for some toast if you really want to make sure it's a $2 meal. And then it basically would be some avocado toast with some brown rice. And then again, one of my favorites, we got the smoothie. This one says frozen fruit, nut butter, spinach, oat milk, or water, or regular milk. Blend, walk out feeling like a superhero. And me personally, what I like to do is I usually do a double batch. Whenever I make a smoothie, I do a double batch. Sometimes if I'm feeling it, I'll kill 2 in one day. If not, I got another one ready for me tomorrow. I don't got to worry about it. So out of these quick little $2 options, James, is there any of them that you think you would try?
I mean, I would try all of them. They all sound really good.
Actually, yeah. I mean, except for me personally, except for the egg one.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, no, because I tried overnight oats, and it's the texture thing for me.
Yeah.
Like
that makes sense.
cold oats. Like I can't really fuck with that. But I would do that in a smoothie.
Yeah.
Oats and all.
Yeah.
Because I actually do that sometimes. Or if I'm feeling like I need a little extra calories or a little extra oomph to it, I'll just throw some oats in my smoothie and blend it all up. So I could definitely do that in a blender. The oats, banana, almond butter. That would be bomb actually. With the because I usually throw some vanilla flavored protein in there, so it would be vanilla flavor, almond butter, banana, oats. Ooh, that sounds delicious. So let's keep it rolling. Here's what I want the whole next gen thinking about, though. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna say it all day today. Who benefits when you eat the way they tell you? Was breakfast the most important meal of the day really about your health? Or is it about hustling you into buying sugar frosted propaganda?
Yeah, your health is their wealth.
Yes, your health is their wealth, just like he said. Breakfast, the most important meal of the day. For who? For who? Is it for you or is it for the business people? Who? Only you can answer that. Only you can prevent forest fires.
Mhm.
We do not own any rights to any of these random quotes that I like to say, just so you know. um, so have you ever asked yourself, James, have you ever asked yourself like how much, especially like after this situation, how much have we actually learned that's really marketing in disguise?
Uh, Everything that they've put out, like, there's no way they're telling the truth about like anything. Like, why would they?
Right?
Like, what is their incentive to like give us healthy meals? Nothing.
Nothing at all. They don't profit from that. And that's
Oh,
what America's all about right now.
no.
Profit.
Yeah.
Profit, profit, profit. But that's gonna wrap it up today for the next gen. We're gonna keep it rolling because I don't know how, but we're gonna keep it rolling. Health is wealth. We're rolling into the health is wealth segment of the day. Alrighty, we're gonna take a little break from the breakfast real quick. And this is what we got. The Health is Wealth segment is brought to you by Jessica Marrero, Christina Rose of Elevated Souls. They say that we are here to elevate your soul. You can reach them at 480-269-2649, or you can follow them on the IG, which is what I recommend, so you can figure out when they got specials, when they popping up and all that jazz. They got new in-store locations, so definitely check them out on IG so you can find out where you can find some of that jewelry in store, and you got option or access to it a lot more than just waiting for them to show up at a vending spot. To follow them on IG, though, you would need to type in ELIVE, the number 8D underscore SOULS. Let's see what the ladies got for us today. All right. All right. You already know what time it is. This is your favorite segment. Well, it's my favorite segment. Health is wealth. We're diving into a natural remedy that's so slept on it deserves its own Netflix documentary. And shout out to Miss Sue, actually, because she was the first one that really put me on this while I was doing her yard during the springtime. And these freaking bees and waspices was bugging the fuck out of me. And she was like, hey, you ever heard of this thing called neem oil?
Mm,
You ever heard of neem oil, James?
I have not.
Oh man, we about to have some fun then. Yep, that funky smelling, I ain't gonna lie, it ain't got the best smell. But that funky smelling ancient elixir your grandma probably knew about, but Big Pharma hopes you never do. Why is neem oil not everywhere? Now let's address the neem elephant in the room. Why doesn't everybody and their auntie use this stuff? Why isn't it sold next to the Tylenol and the Claritin in the CVS? Because, folks, it doesn't make anybody rich except you with your health. And we can't have that now, can we? You ever wonder why you've seen 43 different commercials for a pill that might cause blindness, foot fungus, or sudden juggling, but no one on the commercial ever talks about the neem oil? Yeah, me too. I think about that shit all the time. Some of them motherfuckers be like, yo, you could die. I'm not taking that pill.
Hell no.
Seriously? That's a result? A possible result of me taking this pill is I could die? I think I'll stick with my sickness. So, sorry. Big Pharma would be like, you better not put that antibacterial, anti-aging, eczema fighting, danger of destroying, liver loving, head lice murdering, miracle stuff on yourself. Sorry, I tried to say that fast and might have mumbled a little bit. Big Pharma be like, you better not put that antibacterial, anti-aging, eczema fighting, dandruff destroying, liver loving, head lice murdering miracle on the shelf. Because we got a pill for each and every one of those, and they may cause you death. And it's only going to be $8.99 a bottle. You get 20 pills in a bottle, and there's a $75 copay. Thank you. Let's talk about your face for a second. Neem oil is not only, neem oil is the original filter, baby. Fights acne like it's got hands, antibacterial properties for the win. Got dark spots? Neem oil pulls up with the Fade Gem with the fade game like it's sponsored by Photoshop. Anti-aging, Neem be out here fighting free radicals like it's in the next Marvel movie. Dry skin, Neem got that fatty acid and vitamin E hydration, looking like melanin on vacation. I want to be some melanin on vacation. Shoot, can I? Please?
Sounds like a
Somebody
movie.
somebody give me some money so this melanin can go on vacation. You got flakes like a cereal box, dandruff, neem oils like I got you, son. Scalp itchy like your uncle's lotto hand? Say less, bro. Trying to grow them baby hairs into grown woman waves? Neem wakes up them follicles like an alarm clock with a vengeance. Oh, and it kills lice. Moms, that shit kills lice. No chemicals, just bye, Felicia, in oil form. Now, look, internally, neem oil ain't to be played with. It's potent. You just gotta take a shot of neem oil. I know. But just take a shot of neem oil. It's like ginger juice at a juice bar. Nah, you take it in small, diluted doses, usually in capsule form. But the
What
benefits
are the benefits?
boost immunity like your body just enrolled in Navy SEAL boot camp.
Hmm.
You know what kind of condition the motherfuckers is in? Psh. Detoxes your blood and supports liver function. Your liver's like, thank you. Finally, somebody cares. Finally. Other uses, the extras you don't know you needed. This thing also pulls up to your plant garden like a natural pest assassin. See? Shout out to Miss Sue.
Mm.
Bugs, gone. Skin wounds, gone. Healing faster than your last situationship. Basically, Neem Oil's got a LinkedIn page, like 14 job titles, and it's got good on all of them. Like, excellent. The big question is, so why isn't this common knowledge? Honestly, because we live in a world where folks trust lab coats more than centuries of Ayurvedic and African traditional wisdom. Neem oil been out here doing all this for generations, but if it ain't wrapped up in a pretty package and sold with a side effect disclaimer like this could kill you, people act like it's suspect. Like I said, I don't want my stuff to kill me. Y'all trust a man-made purple pill with a list of 97 side effects, but not a tree? It comes from a tree. Okay. Let's check out some pros and cons. Pros: all natural, holistic, multi purpose, skin, hair, internal, womb, bugs. Like, come on. Affordable and easy to find online or at a natural health store. Cons: smells a little wild, like garlic, maybe. I wouldn't necessarily say motor oil.
Damn.
But it's got an interesting smell. You're definitely not gonna go to the club smelling like neem oil. Must be diluted or used in capsules. Can cause irritation for super sensitive skin if used raw. So always apply or not apply. So always do a patch test, preferably somewhere that's a little not seen. Like something that your shirt will cover up. Um, and oh, that was the last one. That was the last con. Look, y'all, if you're trying to glow up, clear up, grow up, or just show up healthier, do your due diligence and look into neem oil. This ain't medical advice. This is ancestral wisdom passed through the mic. You feel me?
Damn.
Health is wealth, and sometimes that wealth is chilling in a tree your doctor never even mentioned. So everybody out there, please stay radiant, stay informed, and stay funky. Let's go. And that's going to wrap up the health is wealth segment for the day. And then we're going to roll right in. We're just going to keep it rolling because
Yeah.
we just going to keep it rolling. We're going to roll right into the wacky wealth. Wacky wealth, time to scrabble some logic and wacky wealth where the money moves are mad weird, but somehow still making bank. And we're going to go ahead and revert and bring it back to the break of fast. Today we're talking about breakfast, not the warm, fuzzy kind your mama made. I'm talking the capitalist cornflakes kind. Let's see some of the crazy stuff that they did.
Mhm.
Cereal millionaires. Let's talk cereal. You ever realize how two dudes in the early 1900s, Kellogg and Post, took some bland health food and turned it into a childhood addiction? Like I said, creating habits. Look, bro, we grew up idolizing Tony the Tiger. This man had abs, charisma, and a sugar coated hustle. James, be real. Did you have a favorite cereal growing up, or Gen Zs didn't really
Dude,
pick like that?
I liked the chocolate pebbles. I think they're called like the
I remember those.
yeah, or fruity pebbles.
Or
Either
Fruity
one.
Pebbles.
It's so fucking good.
Whatever Pebbles. Just
Yeah,
Pebbles in general.
yeah.
Heck yeah.
Or have you ever heard of Honey Smacks?
Yes.
Dude,
Yes.
those are
Yeah.
so fucking good. The frog.
And see, I was just a sugar fiend. I
Yeah.
loved them all. But some of my favorites that I don't really see around as much anymore. Like I used to heavily fuck with Apple Jacks. I
Yeah.
used to love that one. I used to be heavy on the Crunch Berries.
Crunch berries.
Man, Captain Crunch Berries.
Yeah.
Or well, actually, I'm sorry. Yeah, the Crunch Berries. And then I remember being like, gosh, I want to say like maybe 20, late teens, when I was already off milk and didn't fuck with cereal no more and everything. How these motherfuckers gonna come out with an all berries brand, man? You know how mad my brother used to be because I used to sit there watching Saturday morning cartoons, eating all the berries out the Captain Crunch berries.
All berries.
Then they started making all berry boxes.
Oh my god.
I was like, damn, am I gonna revert? Am I gonna relapse? Am I gonna have a relapse? They got all berries now? All berries, man? You mean I gotta pick through that shit? Ooh. And then they had the peanut butter ones too. I used to fuck with that too.
Uh-huh.
Captain Crunch peanut butter. That used to be my shit
Damn.
too.
Oh my god. Wait, the Cocoa Puffs went crazy.
Cocoa Puffs was good too. And Smacks. Ooh, I used to love
Yeah.
Smacks. They had the frog.
Yeah,
Them
yeah,
shits.
yeah, yeah.
Them shits was
Oh my
bomb.
god.
I remember them shits was shiny. It was like golden cereal.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn.
But yes, so yes, today I'm not sure how it's going, but I remember waking up and like I said, picking them berries out of the box, watching Saturday morning cartoons and checking Toucan Sam flying through these psychedelic Fruit Loops and stuff like that. But by 2020, can you guys believe that cereal sales as an annual number hit 20 billion in 2020? I guess it's a good way to celebrate 2020, 20 billion. But come on, y'all, 20 billion annually on cereal? And some cafes in New York are out here charging $12 a bowl for Fruit Loops with almond milk and edible glitter. Really? I mean, come on. Come on, man. Let somebody buy a $12 bowl of cereal in front of me. I'm smacking that shit on the fucking ground. We about to scrap because I know you're going to be mad, but I can't let you fucking eat a $12 bowl of cereal in front of me. I just can't let that shit go down. That's crazy. That's wild. That's wild. Let's get into Pop Tarts and toaster lies. Let's get into the breakfast scam with frosting. Pop Tarts dropped in '64 as a response to Post's failed country squares, and instead of giving us fruit, they gave us fruit flavored lies. Were you gonna say something?
Oh no. I mean, I just know what's in them. Yeah.
Excuse me. So in 2019, Kellogg's actually got sued because their strawberry Pop Tarts, it had more pear and apple puree than actual strawberry.
What the fuck?
And I thought we were supposed to be told the truth when we go to read what's in there, right? Right?
Parent.
So can we even trust the nutritional facts
Uh-uh.
anymore? Interesting, right? Yeah, go look it up. 2019, Kellogg's got sued because their strawberry Pop Tarts, they had more apple and pear than strawberry.
Yeah. I bet they got more red 40 in that shit than strawberry.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. maybe even a little a yellow 20 or 15, whatever number that is. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean they got yellow 7, they got like blue 1 as well, like cuz they have like the sprinkles on top.
Yep. All the sprinkles, yep. That's toxic. So I don't know about you. I do remember them now, man. I kind of do. I don't remember the last time I had one, but them shits was bomb. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna
Oh
lie.
yeah, no, you're good.
Well, no. I'm not talking about Pop Tarts. This
Oh,
next one that I'm getting to, I feel like they were
okay.
better than Pop Tarts. The toaster strudel.
Toaster
Did you
strudel.
ever? Did you ever mess with those, or was
No, I
that?
never.
I'm not sure if that's even around right
No,
now.
I haven't tried. I've heard
Imagine
of
like
it.
a you know what a puff pastry is?
Yes.
So like flaky, kind of like a
Yeah,
croissant.
yeah.
So they were kind of like puff pastries, and they would come with these little icing packets,
Uh-huh.
and it was the same
Oh,
filling as a Pop Tart, but it was just more
yo.
flaky of a
Yeah,
bread.
yeah.
And then you're supposed to you would take the icing and put it on there after it was done. And goddamn, that shit was so delicious. But I guarantee that probably took 4 or 5 years off my life every time I ate one.
You could feel it just draining.
Yeah, man, just
Yeah.
lost an inch because that's what's gonna happen when I'm in my 80s.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's another one that came through, and it was just pure lies in a pocket. They were really out here smearing mystery icing. Yes, because I had no idea what the fuck was in that bag.
Yeah.
And on top of it, that was before I even knew about plastic. I used to put the little icing on top of the toaster
Oh.
while the toaster strudel got hot, so then my icing would be nice and warm.
Yeah,
But
the
now I'm heating
BTA.
up the fucking plastic. Now I'm heating up the plastic, and then I'm pouring all that shit on my. Oh man,
Yeah. I mean,
forever
microplastics.
chemicals.
Microplastics are in everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Completely off topic, but every single person has fucking microplastics in their brain and in their balls and
Mm-hmm.
everywhere else in their body.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And these big corporations, they definitely contributed
Mm-hmm.
to exposing us, in some shape, form, or another. Now uh let's move it on down and let's crack into this egg economy situation. In 2022 and 23, egg prices doubled thanks to the avian flu, inflation, and good old fashioned panic, you idiots. You don't have to have eggs with your breakfast.
Yeah.
Do you understand how much cheaper that shit would be if you guys weren't caught up on trying to have fucking 4 eggs with your breakfast every day? Do you understand that shit? We wouldn't be in a prohibition of eggs if you guys could use some goddamn moderation. Just saying. Just saying. Sorry.
It's crazy.
I got dip flowing through me right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Sorry. But yes, due to inflation and good old panic. But guess what? Eggs still stayed on top because y'all love y'all eggs. American breakfast. Y'all remember the era of egg whites only? Whew.
What?
I remember that because that's when I was in the kitchen. And that shit was crazy. I almost forgot about it till I started doing this research. There's not even really a thing like that no more.
Uh-huh.
Do you ever have or not ever, do you have any memories of egg whites being pushed on you as a healthier choice?
No, I mean, I
Like
remember
marketing wise, I
like
mean?
hearing something about it, but I was like, that's like, I'm gonna have my whole egg. I have a whole egg. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
use all of it. Like,
And
eat it.
see the thing that started made me started questioning the situation is when like I said, I was in the kitchen during the time. So what made me question this situation is when we started getting, excuse me, sorry, when we started getting cartons of egg whites
Yeah.
where we didn't have to separate it anymore.
Uh-huh.
We were ordering egg whites, and was cooking different and looking different, and I'm just like,
Ooh.
this ain't right. Like it's not. Even
Yeah.
when I ate eggs and I was in the kitchen, I always tried to make sure I had shelled eggs. Always,
Uh-huh.
because when you get random shit in a carton, you got it in a bag, you don't know what the fuck is in there.
Mm-mm.
You got no idea. And yes, I'm on my little Atkins diet. I need keto diet and egg whites and spinach. Pour that shit out of a fucking milk carton, bro. What do you think I'm really pouring out of that milk carton when I'm cooking using the egg whites? I doubt it's all egg whites. I highly doubt that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we had the whole egg white situation that led the whole industry of just egg of just egg white in carton, just egg whites in cartons. I'm talking someone out here was getting rich off separating yolks like it's Wall Street. And that's what made me question it. Because as a cook, as a chef, I know there ain't no fucking chef out there talking about, hey James, take this fucking crate of eggs
Uh,
and go crack these eggs and get so I can get egg whites.
yeah.
They ain't paying you to crack 100 eggs just to separate them motherfuckers.
No.
So you think they got somebody or a machine or something at a factory that's gonna do that?
Yeah.
What happens to the yolks?
So I've seen this process before.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a little slot that's like it's shaped like a V, and in the bottom there's like a gap. So the yolk like rolls down it, and the whites fall straight through, and it's
Mm.
separated into
Oh,
two
you mean like
separate
you've actually
buckets.
seen it at a
Yeah,
factory
yeah,
style?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So they are trying to.
Yeah, like it's
It's trying
real.
to.
It's real.
I
Yeah,
still don't believe it
but it's
though.
like it's in a factory setting. Like,
Yeah, that too. Like now, I mean, with that explanation, okay, I may have been wrong. They're actually separating it. It is right, but now, hmm, sorry, my mustache be attacking me sometimes. But now, like you just said, now your food has been exposed. It's
yeah.
been aerated. The egg has been cracked open, and then it has to get repackaged.
Uh-huh.
So, are you really okay with that? I mean, I've seen people who sat down and watched half of a hot dog factory and then vowed they would never eat a hot dog again.
Yeah,
How about all you egg eaters, all you egg white people? Watch the video.
yeah,
How do they do that? How's that work or something like that? Isn't that on like the History Channel or something? How does
yeah.
that work? Check it out. Go check it out. Go look for it. So did you didn't really know about the egg white thing, so you never tried it or anything?
Yeah,
At least not out of the carton or
no.
nothing like that?
No,
No.
no, I wasn't really into that. I mean, because I knew that like all the protein is in the yolk, or like
Mhm.
most of it at least. So I was like, I want that, you know.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Yeah, man. So just make sure you guys are careful out there, man, cuz they're trying to sell us eggs any way, shape and form. And if it ain't out of a shell, do you really know what you're getting? Just saying. Cuz look, these are the options of eggs. Some of the options that we have. We got poached eggs, which is probably the most, I would say, not necessarily the safest, but I would say like you can't really fake a poached egg.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like you can't. That has to come out of a shell. Is basically what I'm trying to say. Scrambled eggs. That can be very many different ways.
yeah,
I've seen bags working in the kitchen. I've seen 20 pound bags of scrambled eggs
yeah.
coming in a plastic bag. You know, you got boiled eggs. You got powdered eggs, which is one
Yeah,
that I've never worked with. I don't
I
know if
was
I
gonna
ever want to
say.
work with.
No, that's like the cafeteria shit, right?
I think so. Yeah, cafeteria space type stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, they got frozen eggs. Oh no, I'm sorry, dehydrated. That would be probably the space one. Sorry,
yeah, yeah,
it's exhausting. Trying to
yeah,
trying to keep track of all that. Exhausting. But ting. uh, they took morning hunger and turned it into $1 billion buffet. Like, oh, you just woke up. Here's a plate of sugar, processed corn. Give us your money and your pancreas. Yeah. But let's flip it. If you know what to eat in the morning, you can keep your coins, save your energy, and feed your brain without selling your soul to good old Captain Crunch like I did. But here's a couple of more uh options out here for you for breakfast options. Oh, this is the same thing. You didn't, ChatGPT. Come on, man. You're supposed to be helping me out with different stuff. You can't be repeating yourself all the time. I'm not repeating myself. What the fuck, bro? Here's another one option for meal. This is for my vegan folks, or if you want to substitute it with eggs, you can. Even though I don't, my recommendation wouldn't be to substitute it with eggs, but you can if you want to. To each their own. Tofu scramble with spinach, bell peppers, turmeric, and toast looks like eggs, tastes like freedom. And actually, though, don't sleep on that turmeric, just so you know, or the ginger. It'll do you good. It'll do you good. So, this one, y'all. So sorry. Just sorry. I'm not. That's all I'm gonna say. Sorry, y'all. They sold us cereal mascots, toaster lies, glittered nostalgia, and overpriced eggs. But here's the real tea: they ain't selling food. Like I said before, they're selling habits and bad ones at that. So, y'all ready? Next time someone says breakfast is the most important meal of the day, you gotta ask yourself: important for who? For me or for the business? Only you can answer that. Only you. From cereal schemes to bacon dreams, we've unboxed the real breakfast story. So whether you eat at sunrise or skip till noon, just know wealth ain't just in your wallet. It's on your plate too. Stay fed, stay woke, and stay wealthy, my people. And that's going to wrap it up for the Wacky Wealth. And we're going to roll right into the last segment of the show, which is one of my favorites. If Jimmy was here, it'd be one of his favorites for show still. But that is going to be the We Building Boy. So if you're not familiar, We Building Boy is where we take a moment to highlight a business or entrepreneur themselves. So let's roll right into it. So you know what time it is? It's We Building Boy, where we shine the spotlight on folks making power moves in the community, building legacies, and changing lives one play at a time. And today we're taking it to the court and the boardroom. Big shout out to the West Valley Outlaws. Yes, yes, yes. Big shout out to the West Valley Outlaws, of movement, a mission, and a mentorship program wrapped into one. At the helm, we got the dynamic duo, Chris Miles and Nisi Gomez. Chris came in from Missouri with the financial finesse, a former pro athlete turned business strategist with a heart just as big as his hustle. Real talk. He's out here helping folks run their plays in life like it's the fourth quarter and everything's on the line. And you got Nisi, born and raised in Arizona, Superior to be exact, tech savvy, sharp, and the ultimate systems builder. From sports to strategy, she takes raw talent and turns it into a well oiled empire. Together, they're not just building a team, they're building men. Mentally strong, physically tough, and ready to dominate on and off the basketball court. They're showing love to the underdogs, the underestimated, and the overlooked, and turning them into powerhouses of purpose. So to Chris, Nisi, and the whole West Valley Outlaws fam, we see you, we salute you, and we say keep building, boy, because y'all are laying the foundation for generational greatness. Make sure y'all check them out. You can check them out on Facebook. They do have a website as well, the West Valley Outlaws. Let's get a round of applause for them. And definitely make sure to like, follow, support, share, all that jazz. Stay up with me because, excuse me, I am going to be I am going to be bringing back Asking the Masses, but I'm going to be doing it a different way. I'm going to be using Asking the Masses to help me build the We Building Boy. So when I don't have guests, basically I'll be coming out to you guys periodically in social media land, and I'll just ask like, "Hey, how's everybody doing? I need some people to shout out. Who y'all got? Let me know. Hit me up with some people to put on We Building Boy." So that's probably what I'm going to be doing as far as Asking the Masses from now on, or anything else related like that. I might just come out and be like, "Hey, Asking the Masses, what should I do a month from now? What's a topic I should do?" So it'll be more of things of that nature instead of bringing it into the actual episode. It'll help me build the episode, if that makes sense. So I hope you guys enjoyed our extended episode, our extended late episode. I guess it kind of works out because we did come so late today. You guys got an extra half an hour from us. It kind of sucks because I probably won't be able to put it up on the Opus. It's gonna be too big of a file for me. But it's all love though. Anyways, but I think we're gonna wrap it up for the day. Let's give a round of applause to the current reigning champ, engineer of all engineers, Mr. James Marrero.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir, for being able to hold it down, put aside the extra time. It is very much appreciated. And I thank you for staying with us, man, and being able to engineer for the show today. It is, like I said, is very much appreciated.
Hell yeah. Of course. Of course.
And then we got another round of applause. And that is for you guys, all my followers, supporters. Make sure you like, share, tag, whatever. Talk to me. We can chat. You want a book, whatever. You want me to come to your next event. You know, we can do some weekday stuff where I can come do a quick interview for you. It just won't be live through the stream and everything like that. But we can still get some things cracking. Shout out to Kylie. I'll be talking to her in a little bit, and we might have something promoting on her behalf in a little bit coming towards y'all. Stay tuned, because we're always building right here. And on that note, peace.